Ark Survival Evolved, the land filled with milk and honey and dinosaurs. The ultimate challenge: survive it for 100 days. On the side note, I did not create this challenge. All videos lead up to this one guy right here, so thank you very much. And for those that want to know, the difficulty setting is on hard plus hardcore. So let's get straight into it. Oh yeah, this is the beginning. Day 1 on Ark and a random respawn. You can't get any better than this. Here we go, straight away going to those first couple of pursuits, getting our tools done, getting our fireplace done and some food, everything that's needed to survive our first day. And then going straight ahead to getting some shelter before we could face the brutal night of Ark. Yeah, that's our basement. Day 2, we took on some dinos in order to get some hide to complete our full set of clothes. For those that play mobile know where I'm going with this. And we tamed a few dodos because it kind of got a little lonely at night. You know what I'm saying? Also, we were able to make a bed. Day 3 peeps, and we found this beautiful parasol 180. I decided to go ahead and try to tame it because, I mean, we couldn't pass this opportunity. So me, equipped with my wooden club, we decided to beat it down until it was unconscious. Let me just tell you something. This wasn't best experience ever, but we managed to knock it down somehow. And being 180, you know, gonna take some time to tame him. So we stood by its side for the whole night until it was tamed. Day 4, we got around to naming our parasol, which was female, and the name we chose for her was Patricia. P for Patricia, and we had enough levels to unlock the wooden structure engram. So we went ahead and upgraded our base to wood tier just to give us a little bit more security back at base. Ah, there you go, pumpkins. Day 5 peeps, equipped with my ascendant bow, which I completely forgot to mention that I presume I got it on day 4. I can't really remember, but we went ahead and completed our wood tier base, so everything was in wood. We went ahead and also got a couple of necessary crafting structures like a mortar and pistols, and from there we proceeded to go ahead and do another pursuit, which was in form of a taming pursuit. We went ahead and tamed a dillo for some weird reason, and from there we went ahead to, well, start upgrading our armor from cloth tier to hide tier. Day 6, Patricia and I decided to go for a little journey or a little trip towards the Red Arby. Yeah, it was Patricia's idea, not mine. Anyways, decided to go ahead and complete a mega piranha pursuit, which will give us that all-important juicy soothing bomb that's needed. And also, we decided to go ahead and explore or get some of the explorer notes on that side of the islands just for that all-important XP. Day 7, it was time to get serious, man. I'm just kidding. Anyways, we went ahead and we got our forge going, and from there we went to get some metal from those river rocks that was close by our base. Yeah, we had to wait a little bit, but eventually we got our smithy, and with that smithy we unlock our first couple of metal tools, which was awesome. Day 8, we journeyed to the Red Arby once again. We found a high-level raptor which we wanted to tame, but it was in trouble with another high-level dino carbon enemy, so we decided to help it out. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. Once it was done with the carbon enemies, it was after us, and I didn't know what we could do because we wanted to tame it, we wanted to kill it, we didn't want it us to kill us, and there was a whole lot of confusion, but we managed to somehow knock it out. Day 9, I grew some hair on my chest and decided to bully a Spino because it was in my way and I didn't like the way it looked at me. Crazy. After that, we went ahead and did our first cave, tributed the artifact, and got our first presents. Yeah, it was kind of cool, really. Soothing bombs again. Yay. Day 10, I decided to go ahead and build a raft, and well, yeah, that's all I did, really. Day 11, I finally decided that I had enough of my current base location, so I packed up my raft, got my dinos onto it, and we took off into the sunset until we found tomorrow. Day 12, we made it to Forest Peak, and we needed to get some crystal for our spyglass. So we made our way up to the very top of the mountain, and along the way, we took out a cano because Why not? Man, what a beautiful view. Day 13, I was feeling slightly lucky. We decided to go ahead to the snow biome with hopes that we could find a really high level direwolf, but instead we found a really high level kitty cat, which I don't really mind, and surprisingly we got out of there unscathed. Day 14 docked at a safer location, and with much determination I started taming the little kitty cat we dino napped the previous day from the snow biome. It wasn't that difficult, really. Day 15, I actually wanted to do this with my kitty cat, to be honest, because I wanted to get some levels, but we didn't have the saddle for it, so I had to go with Raptor. And what we wanted to do was get all the explorer nodes within the hidden lake, which I know all too well. One of my favorite spots to spawn in. BTW. Also, we were able to unlock the saber-tooth saddle. Booyah! Day 16, and it was time for us to unleash the power of our mighty kitty cat. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. What we actually did was we went ahead and did the Terrorbird Pursuit, which in fact would give you something really cool, ladies and gentlemen, and a standard sword. And I felt so powerful and so good about myself that I had a snack, and for lunch we had an entire Rex. Day 17, we were out for more blood, so the next best thing we could do was go for an alpha, and just on our way to the central cave we found something really juicy and decided to take it out. But its little raptor minions proved to be quite a nuisance, though after a while we got rid of them too. Done with breakfast and lunch, we needed more, I suppose, because after that we went into the depths of the central cave, Volkiten Cave, and was able to take out anything that stood in our way. So we did lose most of our armor. It on Arthros. Day 18, on our way back to the Green Obby, I spotted a max level Pteranodon. I mean, who in their right mind would pass this opportunity? Not me. Well, unless you already have one. Anyways, yeah, eventually we bolted it, we dranked it, and we tamed it. You can't get any better than that. Day 19, with our newly tamed Pteranodon, I had quite a good idea of where our permanent base location would be, so that's what we did. We headed off to the location, and after that, we decided to go ahead and beef up security, get the necessary structures and crafting stations, and yeah, that was it. We called it a night. Day 20, we did our neighborly duties. We said hi to a Therizino, got jumped by a raptor. By the end of the day, we crafted a refinery forge. Not really a wasted day, I'd say. Yikes, Alpha Raptor, thank goodness for sure. Day 21, we had to deal with some unfriendlies around our area. Day 22, peeps, and I decided to tackle the Skylord Cave. By no means was it an easy task. What am I saying? I'm just joking. But we came out of it with plentiful experience and a new shiny revival platform. Day 23, equipped with a taming pen and some taming gear, we flew up to the mountains in order to find a high-leveled RJ. And guess what? We found one. 290. And we tamed it. Oh yeah. Day 24, and I just realized that I needed some helpers, so I brought over an Anki back to base, proceeded to rank it, then tame it, and then keep it forever. Or at least until I'm done the save. Day 25, I was looking for a Doedicurus, so with my oversized turkey, we flew up the mountain in order to search for a decent level Doedicurus. In the midst of things, we spotted a Giga. How crazy is that? So we brought home one of the Doeds and, well, I think it was two, but eventually we tamed one of them. Day 26, man, with those helper dinos coming in handy, so we decided to go on that grind. We got some metal, we got some stone, and we decided to work on our plumbing. Yeah, man, fresh and easy water is always the best. Day 27, and I went ahead to tackle the lava cave. It wasn't much of a challenge for Shurkan, though the jumps were a bit dodgy. I mean, this is Ark Mobile, and there are jumps. Ark Mobile and jumps don't really go together. At the end of that, we came out with a beautiful new shiny crossbow. Yeah, an ascendant crossbow, might I add. Day 28 and I was on the lookout for a wood collector. My first bet was to try and get a Therizino, but I believe I didn't have the levels for its saddles, so we went over to the Hidden Lake where I thought would be our best chance to get something that's really good. Would you believe it? There was a Therizino, which we had to take out, unfortunately. But there was some juicy Castoroides in the way, and we decided to trank that instead. It took a couple of tries, but we managed to get something. Day 29, whilst upgrading my defenses, we had an intruder, so I whipped up my sword and sliced some cheese. Did that work? I don't know, but I'm leaving it there. Anyways, back to my upgrades. That looks really amazing, doesn't it? Day 30, and I started with the foundations of my main base. Now, I sort of had a vision of what it looked like. Okay, you know what? Who am I kidding? I had no idea what I was doing. I just hoped it turned out pretty. Day 31, and I was on, well, building mode. As you can see, I did a lot of work around the base. What we see here is kind of cool, right? I mean, I've got water, I've got the walls up, and I got a little porch in the front there, or balcony, or landing pad, or whatever you call it. I have no idea, but okay, I'm just gonna say a landing pad for my birdies. That was the idea. I mean, it all turned out great, right? It took me a lot of time to do so. Day 32 and things was finally starting to take shape. I mean, even the base looks absolutely amazing. I surprised myself. I did have quite an unfinished building, but I did have an idea in mind of what I needed to do. And unfortunately, according to my levels and the materials I had, or resources that I had, I wasn't able to finish my base, but it's okay. We still had a couple more days to do that. Looky, we even had a cute little garden there for us. I mean, wow, things have changed. Day 33, and I took a little break from our building frenzy and decided to tame more dinos. Yeah, that's it. We went ahead and brought home a Phiomia. We tamed that. Do remember we did start our little garden, so we needed some poop. And the best dino to get poop is from a Phiomia. After that, we journeyed to the central cave again in order to find some dung beetles that will turn the poop machine into fertilizer, which is really good for our crops, if you didn't know. Day 34, and I decided to start prepping up for the strong cave, and for that we would need an otter, so we went out towards the Redwood, the river that runs alongside Volcano and Redwood, and guess what? We found an otter, a beautiful one, so we grabbed it with our Pteranodon, which I named Pettigrew, if I didn't mention that before. Took it back home, and yeah, well, it was quite an easy tame, really. I found a cool little strategy to do that, which I don't feel like sharing, but I'm sure some of you guys might know. Ah, so cute. Day 35. Oh, look at that, already ready for the strong cave. So that's what we did. We tackled the strong cave. I decided to go ahead and speed run it on foot. Do know that this only works on single player, I believe. There is a little juicy bug that we can take advantage of, which I completely adore or love. I'm in love with it because it makes it so easy. Yeah, we were able to complete it without taking much damage, and yeah, we got some amazing surprises as well as we tributed the artifact and some cool experience points. Day 36, and it was time for us to tend to our garden. I mean, we had the structures there, but there was nothing in it. That's exactly what we did. We got on our dinos, we got some seeds, we had the dinos to give us the fertilizers now, so everything was kind of sorted. We just needed to start growing some crops. Day 37, this was the day. This was the day we could finally finish off our base, or not quite yet, but I mean, get it close. to finishing off because we could now get the structures and the resources needed to fit in the parts that were missing. So we went up to the mountain, got some crystals, went back to base, crafted the necessary structures, and got to Fabi as well and fitted the missing pieces. I mean, look how beautiful this looks. This is just insane. Day 38, and I was determined to prepare for our next big tame. Yes, we could craft toxicant arrows now, and we had a good compound bow, so you know what I'm looking for, right? Yep, we needed some jellos for that biotoxin. We also went ahead to the snow to get some of the organic polymer from the little penguin peoples, which wasn't too bad. I mean, we just had to beat it with a club. By the end of it all, we had enough tranks to tame something huge. Day 39, and the prep work we did the previous day didn't go to waste because, tell you what, we found a super high level Therizino. Yes, peeps! Level 270, which I tried to tame in being Kamz. We didn't do this the easy way. We kinda went all Braveheart-like and almost paid the price. Almost. But we eventually got it, man. We eventually did get the tame. Thank goodness. Day 40, among other things, we flew with Pettigrew to the snow in order to get some oil. Oil? You may ask, why oil? Because we needed gasoline for our fabricator. Dummy! Day 41 was quite interesting. We went on a rampage with our Therizino. There was a spider around, quite a high level, so we decided to test out the Therizino's power. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't think you know what I'm saying, because, yeah, Therizino's OP, man. We also went ahead to the snow to collect some pearls and some oil that was around the area, and then finishing off with grinding the Skylord cave for that juicy blueprints or flak blueprints, my bad. Day 42, back at base early the next morning with our ascendant flak BPs. I was feeling good about myself, but there was just one problem. Cementing paste. Yeah, we need a whole lot of cementing paste in order to solve that problem. We need snails. In order to get snails, there's a whole lot of prep work to be done. So that's what we did. We needed to get a tree platform and some, what do you call those things again? Those tree sap taps? Yeah. That's the one. Day 43, and it was my time to go ahead and do the swamp cave. That's because we had the gear that was needed. So we did go and give it a shot, of course. The first attempt didn't work. Neither did the second. Neither did the third. Neither did the fourth. And so on and so on. Until I finally just gave up. Day 44, while cruising about, I came across a max level Rex. Now, I couldn't pass this opportunity, so I ate it for breakfast. Wrong! I tamed the darn thing, of course. Not a difficult tame with my compound bow and toxicant arrow. I actually walked the whole way through and eventually tamed this beautiful beast. Day 45, all things just got a whole lot better. While I was taming the Rex the previous day, I spotted a max level Archie. And of course, instinctively, I had to go back the next day to tame it. Day 46, back at base, we found out that we had a mated pair of Archies. So what do you think we did next? Yes, we started breeding them. Yeah. But then realized we don't have ACs. Day 47, I had the urge to go about and upgrade the base a little bit more. So we went up to the same mountain, got some crystals, and put up more greenhouse structures. Yeah, I never know what to say in moments like these. Day 48, I started the obsidian grind. Yeah, you guys know what this is for, right? I'm gonna be doing a few of these days just so that you know how I got my polymer and what I did to get it. So keep a lookout. So yeah, we stumbled upon day 49, and as you can see, we have loads of forges burning. And just a side note, these forges will be burning and have been burning for quite a long time, and that's how I got my metal. I had crazy amounts of metal. So for day 49, we went ahead and got the only thing we still have a problem with, which is cementing paste. And right now we cannot tame any snails, so we had to go and raid a few beaver dams. And we did that for a couple of spots. It is the halfway mark, day 50. And I had a crazy plan for our sleeping quarters. So we gathered our dinos, got the resources, and put our plan into action. And it turned out really cool, eh? Really cool. And what a view. What a freaking view. Day 51, and I needed a couple more levels in order to unlock the Rex saddle, because we needed to test it out, you know, take it for a little spin. So that's what we did. Shirkan and I headed over to Conner Island to grab some of the explorer notes that we actually left over just for this specific reason. Combined with our explorer nodes double XP, we decided to chomp on the locals, Carnos, Rexes, including an Alpha Raptor, and we were able to accomplish our goal, the Rex saddle. Day 52. Oh yeah, it's that time again, obsidian time. So we grabbed our Anki, and this time we took 2 RGs with us to increase the weight or the amount of obsidian we could bring back. And that's what we did. Yeah, we just grinded for obsidian. We need polymer for our Pamshati. Day 53, I had an ingenious idea to craft a bold and efficient greenhouse. I wanted to build a greenhouse that required less of the greenhouse structure. Don't ask me why, because my base has more greenhouse structures than the actual greenhouse itself. One of life's strangest mysteries, I believe. But that's what I set out to do. After many tries, I eventually got something that worked and gave each of my crop plots 300% greenhouse effect. Day 54. Guess what? We finally got to ride our T-Rex. I mean, it's been a while since I've gotten the T-Rex. I tamed it, and since I've got its saddle. Yeah, I didn't really think about that, actually. So we were able to ride our T-Rex, and just on the other side of our base was a beautiful raptor that we could take out to get some levels for the T-Rex, which wasn't really a problem for him. I mean, or for her, it took it out quite easy. It's a beast. That's all I can say. Day 55, just outside our base, I spotted a juicy level Bronto, something we don't really tame or normally tame, but since we're doing something different, I decided to go ahead and tame something different, because I know it's a good thing to have to collect all of the vegetation kind of things, and I was right. I mean, this is the 250 Bronto. It's quite OP. With my OP trekking gear, it wasn't much of a challenge. Now I know why I don't tame these guys. This guy took the whole night and almost half of the day of the next day to actually tame up. It was crazy. I mean, look at that. That's just madness. Why would someone wait that long to tame that? I don't know. But this time it was me. In any case, this was a beast, and yeah, a great gatherer, and took out just about anything that came in its way. It was a mighty fine tame at the end of the day. At the end of 2 days. Day 57, I began prepping up for our first dungeon. We needed a couple of cooking pots in order to grind up some of the med brews really fast. I did this in one of my videos previously, so I decided to go ahead and use that here. I mean, we got a couple of hundreds or 100 med brews in, I mean, no time. This is an easy trick. Take it down, man. Day 58, it was time for us to hatch our RG egg. We still have the same problem we had last time. We had no ACs. So, I devised a cunning plan. We went ahead and crafted some ACs in my fabby, and placed out a breeding station for our eggs, and eventually got our RG egg to incubate, which was a plus. Day 59, we finally hatched our baby Argentavis. Doesn't this look so cute? Look at that. What some stats it has. Day 60 back on that obsidian grind, though. We had to deal with some unfriendlies first, and there was quite a lack of obsidian in the area, so we had to search a bit to find some. Day 61, we finally got enough resources to build our first beehive. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. We're getting closer to that snail tame. Eventually, we had to go back to the redwood in order to place it on the redwood tree to get the beehive to work for us. Day 62, prepping up for our next big cave. We brought home a little froggy, the highest level I could find. Back to base so we could tame it. And guess what? Use that for the strong cave. Is it the strong cave? Yeah, it's the strong snow cave, or the strong or the hard snow cave, but it is the strong tribute. Yeah, quite an easy tame. We had a Rex back home to get us some juicy prime meat. So yeah, it's basically signed, sealed, delivered, proof of stamp. Yeah, all that jazz. Day 63, I was feeling good about myself. We tamed this beautiful high levels weasel bufo, so we needed to give it some levels in order to withstand the attacks from the dinos of the strong cave. We took it to the redwood in hopes we could get a few explorer notes that we might have left behind and take on some of the indigenous creatures around the area. Day 64, after waiting like for ages, we finally got a couple stacks of honey, which brings us closer to that all-important snail tame. We were able to craft our first veggie cake. Yay! Round of applause! We can. Day 65 and I began to beef up our sap production process. We needed a whole lot more honey for what we're trying to do, so we had to get another platform and a couple more tree sap taps in order to get this job done. Oh yeah, day 66 is the day, was the day. We went out to tame our first snail. Cementing paste probs cancelled. So we flew out to the redwood in order to get the lowest snail we could find, because it will make for an easy tame. We don't really need a high level for this. And yeah, I mean, taming process was easy. Getting cementing paste was even easier now. Day 67. Oh, darn it. It's one of those days again. Obsidian grind. Day 68 is back to parenting. I had 2 more eggs to hatch in hopes we could get something really cool. Eventually we did. We had a pair of twins and a lonely little female that we had to take care of. Day 69. We brought home a cementing paste partner in crime, because one is not enough. We need 2. We tamed it, named it Larry, gave it a new friend, Gary. Day 70, and we were running a bit low on our soothing bombs, so we had to go back to the Skylord cave in hopes to grind it out for juicy numbers of soothing bombs. Is what we did, and is what we got. It took forever to get it, just saying. Day 71, equipped with a bunch of soothing bombs. I wanted to go ahead and tame something really big, so we went upstream and found a high level Spino, which I really wanted to tame. Lucky enough, it got stuck in a really good spot where we could stand and trank it without getting into trouble. Or much trouble. That is, it was the easiest Spino tame ever. Day 72 with our tamed Spino. We went out for a little walk. I wanted to test out its power and at the same time get it a few more levels. So we took on a few Diplos, Brontos, Spinos, just anything that came in its way, really. Day 73, just outside our base, we spotted a high-leveled female Therizino, which could possibly be a mate for the Therizino we already have. So, instinctively, we had to go and tame it. It proved to be a bit of a hassle to tame, but after a couple of sneaky maneuvers, we were able to knock down this beautiful creature and tame it. Oh, how I hate taming high-level herbivores. Day 74 is when the Therizino finally tamed up. Jeez, does it take so freaking long. But we had another surprise to go and check out. We had another fertilized RG egg, and hoping we could get something juicy out of this. But again, nothing too fancy. So we went out to the redwood to collect the sap that was accumulating and also to check out our honey. Day 75, and I realized we were getting closer to crafting that all-important ascendant pump shotty, though we still lacked a bit of polymer, but more on that a bit later. Today we had some more business to take care of. There were just enough resources to craft a few more veggie cakes, and we had a special little someone to hatch. Yes, there was a new Therizino to introduce to the world. After depleting the obsidian resource on the other mountain, day 76 we decided to fly over to the volcano and start grinding the obsidian that side of the world. Day 77 back at base, we had a couple more RG eggs to hatch. I was really hoping we would get some really cool mutations, because I went as far as to getting the same kind of stat RGs to mate, and well, to my surprise we did get triplets, which was the best thing out of it. Well, the rest not what we wanted, so I had to get rid of those little cute things. Look away now. Day 78 is where I finally got my little froggy into the hard snow cave. Yeah, we tamed it days ago. I know, but I really wanted to go ahead and see if we could grind up this cave and get a better BP or pump shoddy BP than the one we have currently. It wasn't that difficult, to be honest, with the froggy. It's why I wanted to use it. Thank you for the tip. Day 79, after trying to get a better BP for ascendant pump shoddy, let me just add, without any luck, we did try for hundreds of times. I actually lost count. Though we moved on to the next best thing, which is to upgrade the armor BPs that we had, because I was nearing my first dungeon run, so we had to get the best of the best of the best loot we could, or gear. What am I saying? Gear! Alright, so that's what we did. We went to the Skylord cave to grind it out, with hopes we could upgrade our shares in it. Day 80, oh man, this was the day when everything came together. The days of grinding that obsidian, the days of grinding the metal, the days of grinding the caves. Everything, man, everything came together. We were able to finally craft our pump shotty and started working on our flak ascendant armor. Now that was a different story altogether. We needed a couple more resources for that, which obviously I would have sorted it out within the next couple of days. Day 81, the name of the game today, peeps, was hide. We needed hide, and more hide for our flak ascendant armor. So Rexy and I headed down to Kano Island and just ate everything we could see in sight. We just needed to collect a whole lot of hide, a whole lot of stinky hide to craft the armor that was needed. By the end of the day, I bet the Rex's stomach was absolutely stuffed. Day 82, back at base after a long day's grind for the hide that was needed, we finally was able to complete our gear for the dungeon and took the rest of the day off, because I mean, we had the entire 80 something couple of days just grinding our butts off. So today we just decided to chill, relax, and watch our little RG egg hatch. Day 83, and it was time for us to gear up to face our first dungeon. It was quite a long dungeon run, so I actually didn't record it, though I do have snippets of a planned dungeon that I wanted to do for the last day or two. We did manage to defeat this dungeon. Of course, I mean, it's Kamz and we had all the right gear. Why wouldn't we? Day 85, yeah, it took 2 days to complete this dungeon. My next objective was to go ahead and tame a griffin. That's one of the end game objectives in Ark Mobile. In order to get a good level griffin, you need to tame some lower levels first. And in order to get some lower level griffins, you need to tame some allos. I know it sounds really confusing, but that's what we needed to do. We needed to go ahead and grab a couple of lower level allos to get some allo kibble. And with those kibbles, we could go ahead and tame some lower level griffins. And so on and so on. Day 86, I went out in search for an oviraptor. The best place I could think of that would have the best possible chance of finding an oviraptor is close to the hidden lake. Yeah, you see where I'm going with this, right? Oviraptor boosts up egg production, and I need a whole lot of allo eggs for our allo egg kibbles. The faster we get that, the faster we can get to taming some griffins. Day 87 is when we actually went ahead to tame our oviraptor. I did figure out that we did have a problem, because I mean, to tame an oviraptor, we need eggs, and we didn't have spare eggs laying around, so we had to wait for our dinos to pass through some eggs. That's why it took so long, and that's how we got our oviraptor. Day 88, spring cleaning time. Yeah, the base was getting a bit crowded and I had eerie element now, so it was time for me to chronicle some of my tames. Besides, we were in a glitch spot, so at times when I come back to base, all of my dinos were like all over the show. I couldn't take it anymore and I had to do something, so we chronicled most of our tame. It's the equivalent of Ark Survival Evolved's cryopods. And after that, we went ahead to feed some of our tames. We crafted a couple of veggie cakes for our snails and did some random maintenance around base and stuff. Day 89. Oh man, this was the day Kamz figured out that he had just messed up all this prep work and everything, and yeah, we didn't even... My jeez. Anyway, can you guess what I did? Let's leave this here as a little something for you to figure out. The clue. Well, just check at my levels. Anyways, after figuring out we just messed up, I went ahead and did the next best thing. Yeah, hatch more RG eggs. And yeah, it wasn't so good either. Darn it! A double whammy! Day 90, what did the team? At least one eerie dino that we got from the dungeon. So yeah, that's what we plan to do, though the spot for our revival platform wasn't in a good position and we needed to work on something that will actually help us to tame something really easily. So we grabbed our gathering dinos, grabbed the resources needed, and worked on a better, more suitable taming pen for our eerie dinos. Day 91, after completing our new taming pen, which I must say is rather pleasing to the eye and much more effective, if I do say so myself. Though now was the time for us to choose the lucky eerie dino we were going to resurrect and tame to be ours. And guess what? The dire bear won because I had a surplus amount of honey, and it was a no-brainer, right? In order for us to resurrect the eerie dino, we needed to use some of our amber, which we got from some of the supply drops we opened the previous days. And the Kamz went a bit Rambo here and tamed this dire bear without thinking much, truly. Day 92, with our tamed dire bear, I decided to change his name to Winnie and took it for a little walk to the redwood in order to collect some of the honey that was stashed in our beehive. We then proceeded to the mountain close to our base in order to look for the next best thing to tame. Yeah, Giga, we had no luck this time. Day 93, after a couple of tidy saves and some wishful thinking, I went back up to the mountain to see if we could find a Giga. And guess what? There it was, a Giga that we could finally tame. Though, we had one thing to do before we could tame it. We needed to get more arrows. We headed over to Connor Island, which I know, for me, is the best place to go and get some biotoxin. So we gathered as much as we could and crafted as much toxicant arrows as we could in preparation for our Giga tame. Day 94, this was it. Time to tame the Giga. We had OP taming gear, so I decided to free tame it, and I was hoping we could knock it down without much trouble. The first couple of seconds it proved to be a hassle. Then something happened. Kamz went all Super Saiyan-like and grappled on the Giga, which made things a lot more easier. We were able to knock it down just like that and get the freaking Giga tame. Day 95, we were back in the strong cave. We needed a Giga saddle, and there was no way of us getting that much levels that quickly, but we do know of a way of getting Giga saddles without the levels required. Yep, you know, you guessed it right now. Yep, doing the strong cave and tributing the artifact, and hopefully at some point you would guess a Giga saddle, which eventually we did. And it was great. It was day 96 and out of the strong cave, and we were able to get a Mastercraft Giga saddle, though the materials required for that was a bit steep, so we headed off back to Counter Island with our Rexy to grab that juicy hide. I mean, we just ate and ate and ate and ate and ate till we could get that freaking 7,000 freaking hide. Everything else was really all chilled back at base. Day 97 back at base with the resources needed to craft our Giga saddle. It trust me, it took quite a while to get that amount of hide in a day. Yeah, but eventually we were able to craft the Giga saddle, and eventually we were able to take our Giga for a little spin and test out its power. I wanted to get it a bit more levels so we could try something else that was much crazier. Day 98, yeah, this was a crazy idea I had. I wanted to take on a Titan with the Giga I tamed. I know it wasn't the best level to take it on, and I was actually right with that. So we ended up playing tag. I brought in my Rex to help the Giga. Let's just say today didn't go as planned and we failed at taking on the Titan. But I mean, at least we tried. And we didn't lose anything, thankfully. We came out of there with both our dinos. Oh yeah, guys, day 99. What a freaking journey it has been. I enjoyed every moment recording this. And we ended it off with a special dungeon event. They had the 100th dungeon. And what a way to close 100 days of Ark Mobile. I mean, it was just perfect timing. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for making it this far in the video. I hope you enjoyed, and man, I had fun making it. And do know that dungeons run over 2 days, so this was day 99, and by day 100 I was in the boss room. This dungeon wasn't too bad actually. We didn't have much hassles, but it was kind of a mean dungeon. I mean, slashing all these cute little unicorns and also the Jabos, but that's the only way we could get their implants. And well, the only problem I did have was in the Therizino room. They just completely shredded my armor, so I was there left naked trying to fight for my life and survive this freaking room. Eventually we did make it somehow, don't know, but thankfully we did. Day 100 peeps, and this is how we end 100 days of Ark Mobile by defeating the boss. We had everything that we needed. I saved my armor from the Therizino room in order to take on the boss, and I have my Sided Pamshati. And it was the beetle boss. We all know the freaky little trick to take it on. And I had to use it, you know what I'm saying? So we can defeat it easily. And I mean, this was just amazing. 2 dungeons done, 100 days done. Thank you so much for watching. This is Kamz. Peace!